Good morning, everyone. We still have a few more minutes, and I'm going to connect to my headphones as we do so. So give me just a moment. Okay, perfect. I think the headphones are connected, and then we'll wait just a few more minutes for everyone to get on. Okay. Just do a few little things here. Let me get everyone on mute. There we go. Okay. Let me make sure you can actually see where we're going to do yoga at. Let's see here. Okay. All right, I think we're good. All right, you guys, we have about 2 more minutes and then we will get started. And we will start off seated this morning. So find a comfortable seated position for you. All right, we are right at 8 a.m. and we may have a few people hop on while we're getting started, and that's perfectly fine. So good morning, everyone. I'm Bree, And the El Segundo Athletic Club is bringing you some free yoga as we are all social distancing right now. And this is just a way for us all to connect, even when we can't physically be there together. At least we're here in this moment, and it'll allow us to check in and to clear our minds and to move around. And that will help clear your mind as well. So just start off in a comfortable seated position. You can have your legs crossed. I'm actually sitting on my knees. I think you can see me pretty well. So any comfortable seated position for you. And gently allow your eyes to close. And bring one hand to your belly, one hand to your heart. And we'll take a deep cleansing breath to go in. So take an inhale, inhaling everything that has been on your mind the last few days. And exhale, sigh it out your mouth. Just let it all go. Take another deep breath in, fully expanding the chest with air, everything that could possibly happen, all your what ifs, all your questions, and exhale it out the mouth. Let it go. One last time, deep breath in through the nose, fully expand the chest with air, anything still lingering on. Exhale, sigh it out the mouth. Let it all go. And as much as you can, allow those inhales and exhales just to come through the nose. Allow that breath to start at your lower hand. It travels up through the sides of your waist, expanding your rib cage and meeting your hand at your heart. And on the exhale, it gently releases all back and down. Inhaling again from the lowest part of your belly. Allow that air to travel all the way up to your hand at your heart. See if you can sip in just a little more air, filling up right below your collarbone. And exhale it all back and down. Maintain this nice, even breath. This flow of the inhales and exhales moving up and down your body. And see if you can start to send the breath side to side, filling up the back ribs, the front ribs, reaching all the way up into the collarbone. And then the exhale, it releases back and down. Maintain this nice, even breath. Soft and smooth inhalations and exhalations. Knowing that you're already practicing yoga here and now. Building a connection between the mind, the body, and the breath. Gently allow your eyes to flutter open. You can take your hands down to your knees or thighs, depending on how you're sitting. And take some circles with the head and neck. So we're just loosening up the areas of our body that hold the most tension. Some of you may have been working from home this week. And if you have, this is an area that creates tension from using the computer. I know a lot of us are on our cell phones more often than what we normally are. So this releases any tension from holding our cell phone and looking down. So we're just going to waken up the body. And stay in tune with your breath. So maybe the exhale, the head is down. The inhale, the head is up. In whichever direction you're moving, start to move in the opposite direction. Soft and smooth breathing. Allow yourself to come back to neutral. Bring your fingertips onto your shoulders, having the elbows out to the side. Taking shoulder rolls, moving the elbows in towards each other, taking the elbows out away from each other. So doing shoulder rolls like this gets into your rotator cuff, more into the upper back, as well as rolls out the shoulders. And whichever direction you're moving, find a place to move in the opposite direction. And allow the arms to come back to neutral. Shake out the arms a little bit. On the inhale, extend the arms straight up above you. Rooting down, extending up through your fingertips. And then gently start to forward fold down, crawling your fingertips as far out as you can. Releasing the head down and just breathe. Walk your hands over towards your right knee and twist a little over to the right side. Walk the hands over towards the left knee, twist a little over to the left side. Walk your hands back to center. Walk them back towards the hips, coming back to your seated position. Making your way into tabletop. So coming onto your mat or onto the ground, wherever you're at, finding your tabletop position, shoulders over wrist, hips over knees. Taking a few rounds of cat and cow here. Inhale, opening up the chest, arching the upper back. Exhale, scoop the navel, roll the shoulders forward. Inhale, lengthening up for cow. Exhale, scoop and release for cat. Moving back and forth between your cat and cow, we're warming up the spine here, as well as the hips, the wrists, the shoulders. Soft and smooth breathing. Allow yourself to find your neutral spine, tabletop position. Extend your left toes straight back onto your mat. And again, we're just waking up the body. So we did this Wednesday as well if you joined us. We're bending and straightening out that left knee. So we're just waking up the hamstring. We're waking up the hip flexor. The next time you extend out the left leg, imagine you could take the heel of the foot back towards the wall. Feel that left leg active. It's like a plank leg here. Draw your low belly in, firm into your right hip, and on your inhale, start to hover your left leg above the mat. Come high up onto the fingertips of the right hand, just challenging your balance here. Option to take the right arm forward. I have long arms, so I'm gonna have to bring my hand to the wall. And we're holding here. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, crunch it in, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch it in. Moving back and forth with your inhales and exhales. Still grounding down through that left hand. Finding your connection to rooting down there. Your next inhale, extend the arm and leg out and hold. Find your balance. Release the hand and knee down. Take a couple rounds of cat and cow. Come back to your neutral spine, tabletop position. Extend the right toes back onto the mat and just play with bending and straightening out that right knee, waking up the hamstrings, the hip flexors, the calf. The next time you extend that right leg back, Imagine you could take the heel of the foot as if it was reaching a wall. Activate that right leg. It's like a plank leg. Draw the low belly in. Firm into your left hip. Inhale, right leg above the mat. Onto the fingertips on the left side. You can stay right here, or you'll take your left arm forward and you breathe. Soft and smooth breathing. Deep breath in. Exhale, crunch it in, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch it in. Moving back and forth with your inhales and exhales. Gently warming up the body. Activating through the abdominals. Grounding down through that right hand. Firming into your left hip. Your next inhale, extend the arm and leg out and hold. And then release the hand and knee down. Take a couple rounds of cat and cow. Inhaling up for cow. Exhale, scoop and release for cat. Allow yourself to find your neutral spine, tabletop. Walk your hands just a little out in front of you. You're grounding down through the hands, the palm, the knuckles, the fingertips. Thinking about your upper arms. Roll your inner arms forward, your outer arms back, finding that rotation in the upper arm. Then extend your left toes back onto the mat, right toes back onto the mat, plank pose. Draw the low belly in. Imagine you're finding a line of energy from the crown of the head back into the heels of your feet. Take one last deep breath in. Exhale it up and back. Downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths here in down dog. First down dog of the morning. So bend each knee, pedaling out your feet. Moving your hips from side to side. Allow yourself to find a neutral spine and some stillness in your down dog. Grounding down through your hands, sending that energy up and back into our hips. Take a deep breath in. Exhale the hips back down into plank pose. So you can have the knees up or the knees down for plank. Doesn't matter which one you take. Then we'll send it up and back. Downward facing dog. Let's do that one more time. Exhale the hips down into plank pose. This time, knees up or down, you're lowering all the way down onto your belly. Bringing your forehead down onto your mat. Have your elbows right over your wrists. Planting down through the toes. So much, your kneecaps lift, your thighs are active. Your next inhale, lift up head, neck, and chest, cobra pose. Exhale it down. Inhale, head, neck, and chest, cobra. Broaden through the collarbone, shoulder blades move down the back. Exhale it down. One last time. Inhale, head, neck, and chest, cobra. Exhale it down. Press yourself up to hands and knees. Then press yourself back into a child's pose. Big toes touch, knees apart. Extend your arms straight out in front of you, releasing the head down towards the mat. And just breathe here. Soft and smooth breathing. And notice how things that were on your mind before have already started to leave. You're taking your focus to your mind, body, and your breath. Your next inhale, gently press yourself up into tabletop. Walk your hands a little out in front of you. Tuck your toes, pick up your hips, downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths here in downward dog. Soft and smooth breathing. Inhale, extend your right leg straight up and back, three-legged dog. Open up your hip, so circle that hip, waking up that side of the body. Take the legs straight back out, three-legged dog. Option to stay right here. Some of us will exhale, knee to nose, and crunch it in. Inhale that leg up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, crunch it in. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale, bend the knee, step the right foot to the top of your mat. Left hand inside your ankle, right fingertips go up towards the ceiling. Find your twist and breathe. So you're active through your left leg. It's extending back just like a plank leg. You're firming into your right hip. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, release the right hand down. Bring your right hand inside the right ankle. Walk your right foot a little to the right. Lizard lunge, lower your left knee down. Option to stay up on the hands, or you may come down onto your forearms. So we're waking up that right hamstring. And you're breathing here. Now, some teachers say keep your feet forward. You can also turn your feet out to the side. As long as your knee is over your ankle, you're in good shape. And breathe. Come back up onto your hands. Bring your right foot to the center of your mat. Find a runner's lunge. So you'll start to scoot your hips back, extending the heel of the right foot forward and flexing through your right foot. And breathing here, so you're stretching out that right hamstring just in a different way. Soft and smooth breathing. You may crawl your fingertips out towards your feet. You may even start to release the head down towards the leg. Walk your hands back to underneath you. Start to bend into your right knee. Plant your hands down, pick up the left knee, step back into a plank pose. Holding plank, 2 breaths, knees up or down. Deep breath in, deep breath out. One last deep breath in. Send it up and back, downward dog. Take a cleansing breath here. Big inhale through the nose. Exhale it out your mouth. Let it go. Now left side's going to be a little easier. Your brain knows what's coming. So we'll inhale that left leg up and back. And we'll open up the hip, circling that left hip. Then take the leg straight back out, 3-legged dog. Keeping all 10 fingers glued down onto the mat. Option to stay right here. Or you'll exhale, knee to nose, and crunch it in. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, crunch it in. Inhale your leg up and back. Exhale, bend the knee. Bring that left foot to the top of the mat. Twist, right hand inside the ankle, left fingertips up, and breathe. Firming into your left hip. Extending back through the right leg, it stays active. Imagine you could take your hand up towards the ceiling. You may even gaze up towards that top hand. On the exhale, we release the left hand down. Bring the left hand inside the left ankle, taking the left foot a little more to the side. Then release the right knee down, lizard lunge. So option to keep the foot forward, or you can turn it out to the side. Option to stay up on the hands, or you'll come down onto your forearms. If you have a block, or even a big book that you can use as a block, you can always come down onto a block or onto your book. And breathe here. Waking up that left hamstring. Opening up our right hip flexor. Gently come back up onto your hands. Bring that left foot to the center of your mat. Start to scoot the heel of the left foot towards the front of the room, sinking your hips back. Find your runner's lunge. And you may crawl your fingertips out towards your foot. You may stay here, find this lengthening in the front body, or you may even start to release, finding a forward fold towards the leg. And breathe. Bend into your left knee. Plant your hands down, tuck the right toes, pick up the right knee. Step the left foot back to meet the right. Plank pose, holding here, 2 breaths, knees up or down. Deep breath in, deep breath out. 1 more deep breath in. Send it up and back, downward dog. Take a cleansing breath here. Big inhale through your nose. Exhale it out your mouth. 1 more time. Inhale through the nose. Exhale it out your mouth. So walk the feet and hands in together until they meet and find a forward fold. You can grab opposite elbows, sway side to side. Have a slight bend in your knees and just let it all go. Release your fingertips down towards your toes. Hands on your hips, ground down through your feet. Come all the way up to standing. Great job, guys. You'll toe your feet in till they're about hip distance apart, maybe even until they touch. And we'll start off with the right foot. So ground down through your right foot, firm into your right hip. Take your left foot to the ankle, the calf, or up into the thigh. Tree pose. Doesn't matter how high you get the left leg. It's the rooting down of the right. Allow your hands to come to your heart center. And just breathe here. Soft and smooth breathing. Extend the fingertips up towards the ceiling, maybe growing your branches. If you lose your balance, it's okay. Your body's just finding center. And then gently release. Shake it out a little bit. Coming into it on the other side. We're grounding down now through the left foot, firming into that left hip, right foot to the ankle, the calf, or up into the thigh. Take a moment to find your balance. It's different side to side. Allow your hands to come to your heart once you do. Take your gaze just a little bit in front of you. Maybe grow your branches up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, release, shake that a little bit. Great, guys. Exhale to circle your arms up. Exhale to forward fold it down. And depending on where you're at on your mat, you're either walking your hands forward or you're walking your feet back. We're meeting back into downward facing dog. And we'll take a couple breaths here in downward dog. Soft and smooth breathing. Grounding down through the hands. Find that rotation in the upper arms. So biceps forward, triceps back. Extending the thighs back behind you, moving your chest a little closer to those thighs. Your next inhale, extend your right leg up and back, 3-legged dog, hold. Grounding down through the hands, extending back through that right foot. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, bend your knees, step that right foot to the top of the mat. Step your left foot up to meet your right, forward fold. Inhale to lengthen our spine up halfway. Exhale it down. Ground down through your feet. Inhale takes the arms up above you. Palms press, hands to our heart center. Inhale to take the arms up. Exhale to forward fold it down. Inhale to lengthen up halfway. Exhale, plant your hands down, step back into plank pose. Moving through a vinyasa if you choose. We exhale down for chaturanga, rolling over our toes, drawing the chest in between the arms, upward facing dog, thighs are lifted here. On the exhale, we roll over the toes, send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths here in down dog. Soft and smooth breathing. Easing our bodies into a sun salute A. We'll inhale that left leg up and back. We're just holding here, grounding down through all 10 fingers. On the exhale, we bend the knee, step that foot to the top of the mat, step the right foot to meet the left. Inhale, lengthens our spine halfway. Exhale it down. Ground down through your feet. Inhale, takes the arms up above you, palms pressed, hands to our heart center. Inhale to take the arms up. Exhale to forward fold it down. Inhale to lengthen up halfway. Exhale, plant your hands down, step back into your plank pose. Option to skip this and go straight to down dog, or you'll lower halfway down chaturanga. Rolling over your toes, draw the chest in between the arms, upward facing dog. Exhale, roll over the toes, send the hips up and back for downward facing dog. Take a breath here in down dog. Soft and smooth breathing. One last Sane all together. Come high up into the heels of your feet. Bend your knees, look up towards your hands. Either walk or jump to the top of the mat. On the inhale, we lengthen up halfway. On the exhale, we forward fold. Grounding down through your feet. Inhale, take the arms up above you, palms pressed, hands to our heart center. Inhale to take the arms up. Exhale to forward fold it down. Inhale to lengthen up halfway. Exhale, plant your hands down, step back into your plank pose. Option again, go straight to down dog or the vinyasa. Exhaling halfway down, rolling over the toes. Inhale for up dog. Exhale up and back, downward dog. Take a couple breaths here in down dog. Soft and smooth breathing. Walk your hands towards your feet towards your hands. Find a forward fold. Hang loose a little bit. Grab opposite elbows. Sway side to side. Let it go. Release your fingertips down towards your toes. Hands on your hips. Ground down through your feet. Come all the way up to standing. Turn to the side of your mat and take your feet out wide. Extending the arms out, wrist to wrist. You want your feet out wide enough for your wrist to be over your ankles, just about. Great job, guys. Starting with the left foot. Turn your left toes in slightly on a little diagonal. From the hip socket, turn your right knee out to the side. Keeping your chest open towards the side wall. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bend into that right knee. Warrior two. So you're grounding down through the front foot. Deep bend in that front knee. Allow your knee to track with your second toe. Grounding down through the outer edge of your back foot. Keeping that left leg active by firming the thigh, lifting the kneecap. You may take your gaze towards your front fingertips and you breathe. Turn your right palm up towards the ceiling and reverse your warrior. Take that arm up and back. Get a little stretch to the sides of your waist. Exhale back into warrior two. Lengthen a little forward. Forearm to your thigh. Left arm alongside your ear, side angle pose. Creating this nice long line of energy from your back foot up into your top fingertips. Notice if you're slouching in your shoulder, Keep your shoulder active here. Nothing has changed in the legs. Ground down through your feet. Next inhale, left arm pulls you back up. Warrior two. Straighten out your right knee. Option to shorten your stance a bit. Shift your hips towards the back of the room. Lengthen forward over that right knee. Allow your hand to come down to your shin, your ankle. If you have a block handy, your block. Opening up your chest, triangle pose. Maybe gazing up towards the top fingertips. You can keep your head to the side. You can even look down if it's hard on the neck. And breathe. Finding that extension, again, wrist to wrist. Now we're grounding down to the big toe mound of our front foot to keep our balance here. The legs are both active. Ground down through your feet. Your next inhale, left arm pulls you up to standing. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Shoot those knuckles down towards the mat, opening up the chest. Exhale, lengthen forward. Wide leg forward fold. Prasarita Padottanasana. Let your head hang loose. And just breathe here. So even here, our legs are active. You're grounding down to the feet. You're thinking about your inner legs, your inner thighs. You roll those back behind you. Notice how that keeps the low back safe. And keeping the hips right over the hill. Release your fingertips down towards the mat. Sometimes you have to have a bend in your knees to get your hands down there. You can bend your knees if you need to. On the inhale, lengthen your chest up halfway. Reaching the sternum forward. Exhale, release the head back down into your forward fold. One more time, inhale, lengthen the chest forward. Exhale it down. Hands on your hips, ground down through your feet. Come all the way up to standing. Shake it out a little bit. And then we'll move into the other side. So have your feet out wide. Take the arms out, wrist to wrist. Breathe. Now starting with that right foot, we'll turn the right foot in slightly. From the hip socket, we rotate the left leg and turn it towards the front. Start to bend into your left knee, keeping that right leg active in the back, lifting up your kneecap. Keep that right thigh firm. Warrior two. And breathe here. We'll move a little faster on the left side. So we'll turn that left palm up towards the ceiling, reversing our warrior, taking the arms up and back. Keep that nice deep bend in your knee. And breathe. Exhale back into warrior two. Lengthen a little forward over your knee. Forearm to your thigh. Right arm alongside your ear. Side angle pose and hold. Imagine you could take your belly button up towards the ceiling. Bottom ribs forward, top ribs a little back. Ground down to your feet. Your next inhale. Right arm pulls you back up. Warrior two. Straighten out that left knee. You can shorten your stance if you need to. Shift your hips to the back of the room. Lengthen forward over your knee. Hand comes down to your shin, your ankle. If you have a block or a book handy, your block. And then opening up the chest to the side again. Maybe gaze up towards your top fingertips. Maybe gaze down towards your hands, wherever you want to go. And breathe here. Great job, guys. Ground down through your feet. Your next inhale, right arm pulls you back up. Parallel your feet with your mat. Interlace those fingers behind your back. Inhale to lengthen up the chest. Exhale, wide leg forward fold. Let your head hang loose and breathe. Soft and smooth breathing. Release your fingertips down towards your toes. On the inhale, we'll lengthen the spine up halfway. On the exhale, we forward fold it down, hang loose. One more time, inhale, lengthen the spine up halfway. Exhale, forward fold, hang loose. Hands on your hips, ground down through your feet. Your next inhale, come up to standing. Great job, guys. Step your right foot to meet your left. Back to the top of your mat. Great job, everyone. Bend your knees, sit your hips nice and low, chair pose, sweep up your arms, breathe. Soft and smooth breathing here. Putting that weight heavy in the heels of your feet, that weight heavy in the hips, lengthening up through the sides of your waist. Your next inhale, come to standing, palms pressed, hands to our heart center. Sit back down nice and low, chair pose. Sweep up your arms and breathe. Exhale, forward fold it down. Inhale to lengthen your spine up halfway. Exhale, plant the hands down, moving through a vinyasa if you choose. Now, if you're skipping the vinyasa, just hold plank pose for a breath and then move up and back for downward dog. Holding here in downward dog for just a few inhales and exhales. Soft and smooth breathing. Without taking your right leg up, draw your right knee in towards the nose. Find that little crunching action. Then send the leg up and back for your three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, crunch it in. Shift your hips forward like you're taking a plank pose. Step the right foot to the top of the mat. Left hand down, right fingertips up, and twist. Breathe here. Soft and smooth breathing. Exhale, releases your hand down. Come high up onto your fingertips. Ground down through your front foot. Sweep your fingertips back behind you. Find that opening, that lengthening in the sternum. Ground down through your feet. Come all the way up. Crescent pose. You may need to walk your right foot a little more to the right. You may have a slight bend in your left knee. Find the crescent pose that works well for your body. We're guiding our hips forward, squaring our rib cage forward, and we're breathing. Soft and smooth breathing. Interlace your fingers behind your back, and we're shooting those knuckles down towards the mat, just opening up our chest and breathing here. Broadening through our collarbone. Shoulder blades move down the back. Inhale the arms up above you. Exhale to forward fold it down, releasing those hands down. Step back into your plank pose. Yogi's choice, vinyasa, so chaturanga to up dog. Or you can always go straight to down dog. Take a couple breaths here in your down dog. Soft and smooth breathing. Without taking that left leg up, draw the knee in towards the nose. Then send it up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Shift your hips forward like a plank. Step that foot to the top of the mat. Right hand down, left fingertips up, and twist. Soft and smooth breathing. Exhale, release your hand down. Come high up onto your fingertips. Sweep your fingertips back behind you. Find that lengthening in the sternum. Come all the way up. Crescent pose on the left. Breathe. Ground down to the left foot. Keep that knee right over the ankle, tracking with that second toe. Extending back through that right leg, or you can have a slight bend in the knee. Release the hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Shoot the knuckles down, broadening through the collarbone. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, release the hands down. Step that left foot back to meet the right. Option to hold plank and go to down dog. You can take a vinyasa if you choose. We always meet up and back, downward dog. Take a couple breaths here. Soft and smooth breathing. Take a couple breaths in down dog. Gonna switch out my earpiece because one is not charged. You can always come down to child's pose here. Take a couple breaths here. Soft and smooth breathing. When you're ready, come up into the heels of your feet, bend your knees, look up towards your hands, walk or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, lengthens our spine halfway. Exhale it down. Bend your knees, sit your hips nice and low, chair pose, sweep up those arms and breathe. Inhale up to standing, palms pressed, hands to our heart center. Bend your knees, sit your hips nice and low, chair pose, sweep up those arms. Exhale, forward folded down. Inhale to lengthen up halfway. Exhale, plant the hands down, step back for your vinyasa. Keeping that same exhale for your chaturanga. Rolling over your toes. Inhale for upward facing dog. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths here in down dog. Soft and smooth breathing. Draw your right knee in towards your nose. Shift your hips forward. Step the right foot to the top of the mat. Walk your right foot a little more to the right. Round down through the outer edge of your left heel. Keeping your hips as neutral as you can. Come all the way up. Warrior one. Warrior one, so similar to your crescent pose. We guide our hips forward. We square the rib cage forward. We have that nice deep bend in our front knee, and we activate through the back leg. Release your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers just like you did before, shooting those knuckles down. Inhale, opens up the chest. Exhale, start to find that lengthening action forward, releasing the crown of the head down, humble warrior, and breathe. Keep finding your balance here, firming into that right hip, grounding down through your feet. Your next inhale, the arms help pull you back up to standing. Take the arms up for your warrior one. On the exhale, release the hands down. Frame your right foot. Pivot onto your left toes. Left hand down, right fingertips up. Twist. Now option, stay here in your twist, or you'll move into a side plank. So you'll step that right foot back to meet the left, or you can modify by taking one knee down. Breathe here. Exhale, releases your hand down. Option for a vinyasa, or save your energy, you can skip it and go straight to down dog. Take a moment here in down dog. Soft and smooth breathing. Draw your left knee in towards your nose, crunch it in. Shift those hips forward. Step the foot to the top of the mat. Walk the left foot a little to the left. Ground down through the outer edge of the right heel. Keeping your hips as neutral as you can, come all the way up. Warrior one on the left. Breathing here. Release your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers, shoot the knuckles down, open up the chest. Find that lengthening action forward. Humble warrior. taking the crown of the head down towards the mat, and breathe. Soft and smooth breathing. Ground down through your feet. Inhale, the arms pull you back up. Warrior one. Exhale, release the hands down. Frame that left foot. Pivot onto your right toes. Right hand down, left fingertips up. Twist. Now option, you can stay here or you'll move into side plank. Step that left foot back to meet the right. Take the arm up above you. Find that lift in the rib cage here. And breathe. Option to modify with one knee down. Exhale, release the hand down. Option for a vinyasa, it's probably your last one. So exhale down, chaturanga. Inhale for up dog. Exhale up and back. Down dog. Holding down dog 5 breaths. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Another deep breath in. Deep breath out. One last breath in. Deep breath out. Lower your knees down. Big toes touch. Child's pose. Great job, guys. Take a couple breaths here in child's pose. Soft and smooth breathing. From child's pose, gently press yourself up. You're still on your forearms, so it's like a tabletop, but you're on your forearms. We'll take a couple rounds of this modified version of tabletop. So on our forearms, we'll take a couple rounds of cat and cow. Scooping the navel, roll the shoulders forward. Inhale to lengthen up through the chest. So you'll feel here really more in your upper back than anywhere else, right? It's that same spot we were working when we interlace the fingers. The same spot you feel when you take the fingertips back. In between the shoulder blades here. Then start to find a neutral spine. Now, option to keep the hands planted down onto your mat. Some of you will interlace your fingers, bring your pinky finger down onto the mat. Have your shoulders right over your elbows. Everything is shoulder distance apart. Tuck your toes, then pick up your hips, dolphin pose. So dolphin's like your downward dog, but now you're on your forearms. If you have tighter hamstrings or a tighter upper back, have a slight bend in your knees, and you can move your chest a little closer that way. You can also walk your feet out a little wider if you have tighter hip flexors. And breathe. Find the dolphin that fits best for you. And it's that opening in the upper back, that grounding down to the forearms, lifting up through the shoulder blade. Then release the knees down, big toes touch, and rest. Great job, guys. We'll lift up for just one more dolphin pose if you have it in you. I know it's early, it's not even 9 yet. But if you have it in you, coming into the dolphin that works best for you. And I'll change sides so you can see the opposite side. It's going to be the same. Interlacing the fingers, planting the hands down, or you can have the palms down onto the mat. We'll tuck our toes, pick up our hips, dolphin pose. So notice it's just like your down dog, except now you're on your forearms. You may start to walk the feet in, taking the hips more over the shoulders. You may have a bend in the knees. You may take your feet out wide if you have a tighter upper back or tighter hamstrings. And breathe. Now, some of you may play with taking one leg up towards the ceiling, releasing it down, taking the opposite leg up, releasing it down, or you'll just hold dolphin, it's early. Then release the knees down, big toes touch, and child's pose. Breathe here in your child's pose. Walk your hands back towards your hips. coming up to seated. And then we'll sweep our legs straight out in front of us. Shake out your legs a little bit. Flex through your toes, thighs are down on the mat. Inhale the arms up above you. Grounding down through your sit bones, extend out through the fingertips. On the exhale, we'll twist to the right. Release the hands down. Gaze behind your right shoulder and twist. Deep breath in. Exhale, unwind back to center. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, twist to the left. Release those hands down. Gazing now behind your left shoulder and twist. Deep breath in. Exhale, unwind. Inhale the arms up. Start to hinge from your hips, extending your fingertips towards your toes. Sometimes they get there, sometimes they don't. Grabbing a hold whatever you can, and maybe your shins or your ankles, and release the head down, forward fold. Gently inhale yourself back up. Bring the heels of the feet together, knees apart. Butterfly pose or Baddha Konasana. Grabbing a hold of your feet or your ankles, scooting them in towards you. Inhale to lengthen up. Exhale, hinge from your hips. Releasing the head down. It doesn't always get to your toes. You may be halfway there, perfectly fine. And breathe. Gently inhale yourself back up. Hands outside your knees. Bring your feet onto your mat. Extend your fingertips out in front of you like you could reach me through the camera. And then roll down as slow as you possibly can. One vertebrae at a time until you get on your back. So walk your feet in, hip distance apart, knees over your ankles. Ground down through your feet. On your inhale, gently pick up your hips. Tuck and roll your shoulders underneath you, interlacing the fingers behind the back, bridge pose. Soft and smooth breathing here. On the exhale, gently release the hips down. Windshield wiper the knees from side to side. Allow the legs to come back to neutral. Grounding down through your feet. On your inhale, gently pick up your hips. Tuck and roll those shoulders underneath you, bridge pose. Now, if dolphin pose was fairly easy for you, you may experiment here in your bridge by taking one leg up towards the ceiling and then releasing it down, taking the opposite leg up towards the ceiling and then releasing it down. Wherever you're at, hold your bridge for one more breath, then release the hips down. Windshield wiper those knees from side to side. Allow the legs to come to neutral. Cross your right ankle over that left knee. Flex through your right foot. Move the knee towards the front. Reach behind the left thigh. Thread the needle. Move the legs in towards you. Finding that nice deep stretch in that outer hip. Down into the glutes. Release the left foot down, but keep your right ankle crossed over the knee. Take your arms out to the side or cactus arms and drop your left knee to the side. So drop it to the left. Your right knee is now pointing up towards the ceiling, and you're in a little twist here. So you're like in a figure 4 twist. Right foot's down on the ground, knee is up towards the ceiling, and your left knee and your left hip are on the mat. And breathe. Then we'll gently move that leg back up. Uncross the ankle. Moving into it on the left side, left ankle over the right knee. Flex through the foot, knee moves forward towards the front. Reach behind your thigh and move the legs in towards you. Getting that deep stretch in the outer hip, down into the glutes. Then release that right foot down. Keep the left ankle crossed. Take the arms out to the side and release the right hip down to the right. So the knee, the hip are moving down. The left foot stays down on the mat. The knee points up towards the ceiling. And you're in a little figure 4 twist. Breathe here. Then gently take the leg back up, uncross the ankle, hug both knees in towards your chest. Gently rock side to side, massage the low back. Happy baby pose, heels of the feet up towards the ceiling. Grab the outside edges of your feet, release the thighs down. Maybe you rock side to side here in happy baby. Hug your knees back in towards your chest. Let your forehead come up towards your knees, squeezing tight like a ball, giving yourself love and gratitude for your practice. And on your exhale, release the arms and legs out away from the body, moving into Shavasana. And I will guide you all into a Shavasana. So laying down onto your back, you can also take this seated if you'd like to have more of a seated Shavasana meditation kind of thing. So as you come to a comfortable position, either on your back or seated, you allow your eyes to close. You give the body fully permission to relax. And ideas will come to mind because you're no longer moving to help distract the mind. And that's okay. You acknowledge the ideas and then you allow them to pass. Sounds may come to the ears. And again, that's okay. Ignoring these things only allows them to get louder, but acknowledging them allows you to move them through the brain, giving them permission to pass and holding on to your place of peace. Gently begin to allow awareness back into your body. Wiggling your fingers and wiggling your toes. Rolling your wrists, rolling your ankles. Extend your arms straight back behind you for a full body stretch back. Hug your knees in towards your chest, giving yourself a nice tight squeeze. Rolling over to either side, gently press yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Allow the eyes to close. Bring your hands together at your heart. Taking everything just one day at a time, just like you do on your mat. You take one pose at a time. And even though we move in all these different directions, we come back to our inhales and exhales, and we allow all that movement in the body to bring us peace. So as we move in all different directions in our community, allow yourself to come back to the breath and find your peace. Namaste. Thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Hold on to this place of peace. Tap back into it by just connecting to your breath. And I will see you guys all on Monday. Bye, everybody.
Bye, thanks.
You're welcome.
Have a good day.
See you, Katie. You too, Katie. Bye.
Thanks, Sabrina.
Bye. See you guys, or hear you guys. Bye, Kathy.